It's your coach, it's your girl Keefa, and I'm so excited you're here for another episode of Savage Talk with Keefa. Only on yes. Yeah, I'm your Savage coach. It's Thursday, y'all. It's Thursday. You're listening to Savage Talk with Keefa only on 101 TKO Radio. So I hope y'all have downloaded that app because it is truly the best way, the easiest way, the most stress-free way to listen in. So I'm excited to be here tonight because I got some great things that I want to talk about with you guys. I'm sure you've heard a lot of talk about the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Can you believe it? Hip hop has been around for 50 years. Good Lord. I want you guys to think about what was the first hip hop song you remember hearing? Like, of course, for me, y'all know it was a Sugar Hill Gang. Have you ever been over a friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good? You know the macaroni soggy, the peas are mushed, and the chicken tastes like wood. How appropriate is that? Because Thanksgiving is next week, and y'all know everybody out there can't cook, but they tried. They tried. We're going to give them credit for trying to cook. But yes, let me digress. Hip hop has been around for 50 years. 5050. Y'all know 50 also has another meaning. I don't know if people still using it that way, but 50 was the popo, was the cops, was the police, was the people you have to run from. And sad to say, they still the people you need to get away from because your life will be in jeopardy, in danger. All right, but let me digress again. Hip hop has been around for 50 years. And what is so astonishing to me is that although we, black and brown people, started hip hop, we are not the main benefactors of all of the benefits and the monies. Okay, now who agrees or who disagrees with that? Now, mind you, listen, I am not a hip hop historian by any means. However, I love me some hip hop. I love hip hop. I love other music too. But tonight I'm talking about hip hop. And I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with Dr. Umar, right? Dr. Umar Johnson. He did a post. I don't know if it was today or yesterday or whatever, but he made some really, really awesome points. He said the same thing I said. Where is the money? Where's the dinero? Where's the pesos? Where is the beneficiary? Where is it? Now, when I talk about us benefiting from hip hop, would y'all say that hip hop has changed the world? Did hip hop transform the world? Is it still transforming the world? Hip hop, I know people said it wouldn't be around, it wouldn't stay around, it wouldn't last. But time and time again, of course, we prove whoever the they is, we prove them wrong. We have lasting power. We have stick-to-itness power. Hip hop has really, this is what's deep to me. I'm going to tell you guys how I feel about hip hop and why hip hop is so important and why I feel like our people deserve so much more for bringing hip hop to the people. Number one, check this out. I'm about to get a little deep, but in a way that we all gonna get it. Hip hop has been more successful in bringing the world, diverse cultures, diverse people, different religions, different politics. Hip hop has been more successful bringing people together than politicians and politics. Politicians and politics have done more damage and have been more divisive than hip hop. Now, granted, some will say hip hop is polarizing because, yeah, you have East Coast rappers battling West Coast rappers, and, Tupac got shot and Biggie got shot, and, some blame East Coast, West Coast rivalry, whatever. But in the scheme of things, when we're talking about the entire world, and make no mistake about it, I'm talking about the entire world. Because if you can tell me a country where they are not playing hip hop, and not only playing hip hop, creating their own hip hop music, their own versions of hip hop music. If you can tell me a country in the world that does not have hip hop all deeply rooted in their society now, I would be shocked. And now I'm not going to say it's not possible because, like I said, I'm not a hip hop historian. I'm not a purveyor of world history or history, period. So there might be some places, there might be some tribes somewhere, that have never heard hip hop before. But you know what? Even if they haven't heard hip hop per se, I'm willing to bet they've got some deep bass, some drums, all of the things that we love about hip hop. I'm willing to bet every society and culture has some form of hip hop, even if it is deconstructed hip hop. Okay, y'all feel what I'm saying? Deconstructed hip hop is hip hop, right? So hip hop is more successful in bringing all of us diverse, beautiful people together than politics. We have all of these laws, we have all of these trainings. You can't go to any corporation now or government organization and not find diversity and inclusion training. That's the new buzz term now, diversity and inclusion. So we are all being taught how to include different people and make everyone feel like they belong. We are being taught how to include, but hip hop already did that. So how come these politicians haven't figured it out? That is the secret sauce, politicians. You want to bring people together. You want to not only bring us together, but how about having us on the same page so that we can even move our country forward? So that we can move our country forward from a space of love and inclusion, right? So that we don't have people feeling like they just don't belong. Because you know what? A lot of those folks who feel like they don't belong, they listen to hip hop. They may not come out and be socially active. They may feel socially awkward, but I guarantee you when they got their earbuds in or their headphones on, they listening to hip hop. Right? So now, I want to make a point about that. Yes, right now, hip hop is in a crazy place. I'm gonna say that hip hop is in a crazy place. It used to be you could listen to hip hop and you'd be hard pressed to find some cussing. Right? Now, of course, they never play cussing songs on the radio. But what I'm saying is, back in the days, these artists, these hip hop artists and rappers, they used to create albums that was really all about positivity and it didn't have no cussing in it. So it was already radio ready and radio commercial. Now, you'd be hard pressed to find one song on the radio that don't have no cussing in it. That's not talking about guns. That's not talking about, twerking. And that's not talking about the WAP and not talking about any of that. Now, let me just put it out there. I love all of that. All of that. I play it. I bump it. I enjoy it. However, I'm a grown woman. So my level of discernment is not the same as somebody who's in grade school or who's 5 years old. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. You guys have seen the videos of all these babies out here twerking and knowing the songs to these rappers. What's up? What's up? What's up, Aaliyah? Y'all know that the problem is these babies out here listening to hip hop. And yeah, I'm talking about the 50th anniversary of hip hop, but hip hop is not like it was 50 years ago. It's not like it was 40 years ago, 30 years ago, or even 20 years ago. And our society is a reflection of the music, right? Y'all remember Bob Marley? Y'all remember the Beatles, John Lennon? You take your pick of some of your favorite artists and think about what they were singing and how it was relevant to their time period that they were in. So hip hop has progressed over the years. Some will say it's progressed in a great way, but see, some people gonna say hip hop, yeah, it's progressed in terms of the number of ears that hear it, right? It's progressed in the number of ears that hear hip hop, but has it progressed our society to a better position, right? You guys know I'm the Savage Coach. I'm always talking about business, making money, how to make money with ease, bringing abundance to your life, all of that stuff. With respect to hip hop, has hip hop propelled our society into a better position? So some will say yes, some will say no. It depends on what side of the coin you sit. If you're a black or brown person and you've created hip hop, think of this is what's crazy. Listen, y'all. There's so many hip hop artists. I want y'all to think of, if you can, some of y'all youngsters probably don't know, but if you can think of some hip hop artists that are over 40 or over 45, how many of them can you name that have the wealth and the finances where they don't have to go on tour, they don't have to write another song, make another album, or any of that? How many hip hop artists can you name that's really sitting pretty good, where they're retired, a true retirement, meaning not working, just doing what I want to do when I want to do it? How many hip hop artists are in that position financially? Not many. Yeah, it's really kind of sad. It's really kind of sad because I grew up in an era where, hip hop was the ish, and it still's the ish. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is the folks that brought hip hop to us are struggling. They struggling, y'all. So this is why I pose the question, who has hip hop benefited? How have we benefited from hip hop? How has our society, who brought hip hop to the country, to the community, how have we benefited as a whole? Think about it. Have we benefited as a whole? Some of these artists that I just talked about, that's struggling, that's still out there doing tours, having a tour. This was crazy. They be out there on stage, out of breath, can't breathe, really trying to make y'all happy so they can get paid. When what they would rather be doing is somewhere chilling, listening to their old school music and the new school music, collecting their checks from their publishing. How many of them still own their own publishing? Probably a small percentage. You know why? Because they didn't benefit when they came with the music. They didn't benefit. Now I know what y'all thinking. A lot of y'all will probably say, well, they signed bad contracts. That's not, that ain't nobody's fault but their own. But it's all of our faults, y'all. Because see, this is my belief as a business person. When you're the person that's in business, you have a moral obligation to do the right thing. If someone that's your client, your customer, if they're sitting in front of you and they don't know XYZ, they don't know the law, it is my opinion that you as the business person, you shoulder the burden of moral responsibility. The reason I believe that is because I believe in abundance and creating abundance for your life. And the only way that you can do that and do that in a way where it's lasting is by showing up in the world transparent and honest and helping other people. So, yeah, of course, a lot of the record executives back in the days, they was greedy, they was shady, they was giving these artists contracts, giving them, paying millions of dollars for videos to be on MTV. Y'all remember that? Remember when music videos used to cost millions? No, maybe you didn't know that. Yeah, music videos used to cost millions. And now look at where we are with hip hop. You can make a hip hop video on your phone. You can broadcast it to all your followers and other people in the world. You can go viral and you can end up selling a platinum record without having invested all that money, without having signed a bad contract, without having owing anybody and owning all your own publishing and all of that. But guess what? That's a result. All of that is a result. Still, you got to give credit to the old heads that brought hip hop to us. Right? So, yeah, I do fault some of them executives. They wasn't doing the right thing. And yeah, the artists, they were excited. They didn't know about the law, all of that stuff. But society as a whole, and when I say society, I don't only mean, just for reference, I do not only mean Black and brown people society. I mean the whole world, because the entire world listens to hip hop. It's not the Black and brown people making the money off hip hop. They are, but not like some other folks. Okay, so when I say society, I really mean all of us. I mean all of us, because we all have a love for hip hop. We really do. It doesn't matter your color. It doesn't matter your age. We all love hip hop. Old folks love hip hop. My mama loves Snoop Dogg. In fact, let me tell you, she named her poodles Snoop Dogg. Okay? Snoop Dogg. I'm telling you. And my mama's in her, 70s or something like that. But she don't look like it. So anyway, I digress. We all have an appreciation for hip hop. And now that we're celebrating the 50th anniversary, I want to know what you guys think about overall. And now let me see how I can phrase this very specific, because I want y'all to answer this question. You listen, by the way, you can call in live to the studio 678-439-7419, 678-439-7419. So I'll pose this question after the break. You're listening to Savage Talk with Keefa, only on 101 TKO Radio. What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? We are back. You are listening to Savage Talk with Keefa. It's your girl Keefa. Savage Talk with Keefa only on 101 TKO Radio. Yes, yes, yes. So look, before the break, I said I had to ask you guys a question that I want you to chime in on. With respect to hip hop, I want you to think about your first experience with hip hop. What was the first hip hop song you ever heard? I said earlier, mine, of course, was the Sugar Hill Gang. Like, I've been around since the beginning of hip hop, okay? But I want you to think about your first experience with hip hop and how it made you feel. What song was that? What was that song about? What was that era about? What was that artist about? How did it shape you? And then I want you to think about hip hop now. How you feel about hip hop now? What artists you resonate with? Has hip hop, do you believe hip hop has positioned our society for success? Has hip hop positioned our society for success? Look, call into the station. Let me know what you think. 678-439-7419. 678-439-7419. Chime in on that. Hip hop, 50th anniversary of hip hop. During the break, we was listening to Houdini. Y'all remember Houdini? Yeah, well, so what's his name? The brother, one of the main singers or rappers with Houdini, you know, he passed away. Jalil. Yeah, that's his name. Jalil. He passed away. And he was young. I mean, listen, 50 something, that's young, really. If you don't think so, you just ain't there yet. But that's young. Now, see, that what that made me think about is what I was talking about earlier, which is, where's the money? Okay, where's the money? Houdini, was they from Atlanta, Nelson? Like, I don't remember. I think they might have been from the East Coast, meaning like New York, something like that. But I think he lived in Atlanta. The last I had heard before he passed, Jalil had lived in Atlanta. So my thing is, if you one of the founders, you really are one of the founders. You know, where is the money? These folks were not positioned for success. And I'm not saying that's their fault. You know, I'm saying society as a whole. That's why I want to know, what was the first hip hop song? What was your introduction to hip hop? How did it make you feel? What was that song? What was going on in society? See, when the Sugar Hill Gang came out, Ice-T came out, all of those brothers, look, I could tell you what was going on in society. We was coming out of the 70s, in the 80s, going into the 90s, and the world was crazy, but in a different way. The world was crazy because back then, you didn't so much have to worry about your own brother shooting you and all of that. It really was, you know, it was the police back then. Well, hell, it's the police now you got to worry about. But really, society was different. Hip hop was about unity and community and propelling society forward as a unit. So that song Houdini, Friends was on. How many of us have them? Let's be friends. The word we use every day. You know, sometimes we use it in the wrong way. You can look the word up again and again, but the dictionary doesn't have the meaning of friends. Society, hip hop. What's hip hop songs is talking about friends? I'm gonna tell y'all, back in the day, listen, when I was in the 7th grade, me and my girls, we had us a little group. Okay, we wasn't a rap group or nothing, but you know, we used to put on our color coordinated Levi's, sew the creases in them, and be fly and all of that. And we did a hip hop song for our science project. Okay, we did a hip hop song for our science project. So, and I'm telling y'all this because see, hip hop is infused in every aspect of my life. Okay, so we did a science project. That was a rap song. I sent a sample in the mail for a red blood cell. When I got the cell, it didn't ring no bell. It rang a bell, a ding dong. My legs and arms are really loose, so my red blood cells always reproduce. They reproduce in the twos and fours, right down to my legs and into my pores. They kill the germs every day and night. My white blood cells really put up a fight. So listen, y'all, don't make no fuss, because next we have the nucleus. The nucleus controls the cells, so you better send away for it in the mail. Don't be scared and don't be shy. Without the nucleus, that cell would die. The cell membrane holds the cell together. It's tougher than wood. It's stronger than leather. Anyway, so it was something like that.
Wow, you remember that?
Listen, yeah, I remember that. Not only do I remember that, we were so proud of that because we took hip hop and we created a science project. You know what I'm saying? And back then, yeah, that was like, people were not doing that. So, yeah, we had a little group. It was called the UCPGs, the Undercover Playgirls. It didn't mean nothing because we was in the 7th grade. We wasn't doing nothing. We wasn't out there having sex and doing none of that stuff. We just used to color coordinate our clothes, and we would go to Eastmont Mall, which is a mall in Oakland. We would go to the mall and go to them little embroidery shops and have them iron on our felt UCPGs in the front. Okay, and we would go to J.C. Penney's or Mervyn's and buy us some Levi's, and then we would sew creases in them so we didn't have to iron creases in them. Because in Cali, hey, look, we had the crease game on lock. I ain't gonna lie, we had the crease game on lock. Creased up Levi's, Mary Jane Chinese slippers, and we was going to Chinatown getting our slippers. Yeah, we was rocking them for real. We was going to Chinatown getting all of that stuff. And I'm gonna tell you what, that is something I miss. That is something I miss. We used to be able to go to Chinatown, Japantown, and get authentic food. Immersive cultural experiences. I used to go watch karate movies at midnight. Y'all familiar with Kung Fu theater? See, all of this is ingrained and it's intertwined with hip hop. It's intertwined with hip hop. Okay? So when I say hip hop has such an extensive value to our society, and where is the money? This is what I'm talking about. Because of hip hop, here you have a Black girl like me rapping songs in schools to get A's. Okay? So hip hop, from my perspective, is the greatest thing that has brought people together. Different cultures, different age groups. We all can vibe together because of hip hop music. Hip hop music. And yet, in the same breath, not literally because I took a breath, but in the same breath, where is the money? We've brought hip hop to this society, and it's done so much to bring folks together, but yet we don't have enough of the benefits to show that we've done it. Now, this is my opinion, y'all. Like I said, I'm going to repeat it. I'm not a historian by any means. I'm not a hip hop historian. I'm not a history historian, world history or American history. In fact, I sucked at it in class. Okay, you want to know why? Because I would rather rap. I would rather rap for my project because that's what motivated me. That's what moved me and inspired me so much so that I wanted to learn how to do it so that I could turn in a project and represent what I was hearing on the radio, which was Sugar Hill Gang, Curtis Blow. All right, y'all remember that? That's the breaks. Oh, I'm hoping we can find that song because that's one of my favorite songs. That's the breaks. That's the breaks. And you know what? This is the thing. See, we were listening to that. That's the breaks. That's the breaks. When Ma Bell sends you a whopping bill, most of y'all probably never heard of Ma Bell. Okay, that was the old telephone companies like Pacific Bell, Southern Bell. When Ma Bell sends you a whopping bill, break it up, right? Society now don't have that stick to itness, right? If the young folks get them whopping phone bills, what they want to do? The anxiety, the depression, all of that kicks in. They don't know what to do. But see, we was dealing with that back in the day. Hip hop got us through it. Hip hop got us through it. For real, for real. So the thing is, we owe so much to hip hop. And one of the reasons why President Barack Obama was so successful when he ran, he was so successful is because he tapped in to that fire and that energy of hip hop that brought us all together. It wasn't just no speeches and all of that, okay? No, it was hip hop. It's the music. It's the culture. The culture of hip hop got Barack Obama elected, in my opinion. That's how deep the roots are in this country. That's how deeply hip hop is rooted in our country. So now that we have these old ass politicians, okay, Biden is 180. Donald Trump is about 140, and all of the people is in the Senate, you know, well, not all of them, but most of them in the Senate is 99 years old, and now they even trying to fight. They're trying to fight each other in the Senate chambers while they supposed to be helping us people. They in there talking smack to each other. Well, what you gonna do? Well, what you gonna do? Well, stand up then. To where Bernie Sanders, who's probably 400 years old, he had to tell them, y'all sit y'all, you know what's down. Y'all are senators. Y'all supposed to be working for the people. But instead, y'all are millionaires and y'all trying to put up y'all dukes, knowing neither one of y'all can fight. So just sit down. So anyway, y'all, yeah, we're talking about 50th anniversary of hip hop. I'm your Savage Coach Keefa. This is Savage Talk with Keefa, only on 101 TKO Radio. We'll be back after the break. Stick around. What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? We are back. You are listening to Savage Talk with Keefa, only on 101 TKO Radio. Before the break, y'all, we've been talking about 50th anniversary of hip hop. We've been talking about the state of the country, society meaning the country. What has hip hop done for society? I posed a question, right? And maybe Nelson answered this question for me. I posed a question earlier. What was the first hip hop song? What was the hip hop introduction? What was that song and how did it make you feel? How did you feel about hip hop? I want you to think about that first hip hop song you ever heard and the feeling it gave you. And then I want you to think about hip hop now, the state of hip hop, how you feel about it. What has it done for society? Where are we going with hip hop? What's going on? I want you to chime in. Nelson, tell me what you think about that. What was the first hip hop song you remember listening to?
Man, got me thinking because I know the first album that I purchased. Well, my mom purchased for me.
Yeah, what was it?
And it definitely wasn't hip hop. It was 2 Live Crew.
No, 2 Live Crew for real?
Yeah, I mean,
your mama bought it for you?
She ain't know no better. She did not know exactly what that was or anything. Because, here in the South, what I'm saying, before we really, only time we really kind of heard hip hop really was like, on MTV, and stuff like that. But what was being played really was just, Southern music, bass music and stuff like that. So.
Okay, so now you got me thinking, because see, in Oakland, I think in the Bay Area, yeah, we had hip hop. Mm-hmm. The South got hip hop later.
Right.
So maybe it was the West Coast and the East Coast, and the South, the Southern Coast was kind of had to wait until the West Coast gave y'all something, or the East Coast. Is that how it went?
Yeah, because now that I'm just thinking about this, while I was getting some music to play for you, I'm just looking like at some of those old videos. They just remind me of like, man, these are videos and stuff that I remember looking at. It was mainly, so West Coast and East Coast.
That's right.
Because that's all what MTV was playing, and stuff like that, during those times.
Yeah, and see, just us even talking about it right now, I can see how if you didn't have access, see, we're a product of what we have access to and what we're exposed to. That's the thing. So if I'm exposed to gangsta hip hop and that's all I hear, I'm gonna be a product of gangsta hip hop. Okay?
Right.
If I'm exposed to, social hip hop, say like Public Enemy or whatever, that's what I'm exposed to. So I'm more likely going to pick that up. But I want you guys to answer the question. Look, feel free to chime in, you guys. You can call in 678-439-7419, 678-439-7419. What was the first hip hop song that you ever heard? How did it make you feel? Okay, Nelson heard 2 Live Crew and his mama bought him a 2 Live Crew album, y'all. Give it up to his mama, because see, everybody want a mama like that. I know they do. I know they do. 2 Live Crew.
As far as like the first song, the only thing I can kind of think of, because I remember with my cousin, it was mostly, I want to say it was Public Enemy, because what I'm saying, and again, from what he's he's about like 5 years older than me, but he grew up basically the same way too. So but he was seeing those in what was being played on the cable and stuff like that. So he's listening to that. That's kind of like being around him was like from the first songs that I heard.
Yeah. Now, how did it make you feel? What was you feeling when you heard that?
It was different because I grew up in a Latin house, and so most of my music was playing with Latin music and stuff like that. So listening to that, it was different, and you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, intriguing, one more. But we got to actually call the company.
All right. We got a caller. Yes, talking about hip hop. What was your first hip hop song? Let's go, caller. You are on the air. Hey, what's up, Jewel? What's up, Jewel? Doing excellent. Tell me about hip hop. Talk to me about this hip hop. What was the first hip hop song you ever heard?
I also remember Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. So, I love hip hop, and so there's always that distinction. And maybe the newer generation doesn't know, but there's a distinction between hip hop and rappers. So rappers came out of hip hop, but
That's
some of
right.
the original. Um, and I had a chance to meet him. Man, I met KRS-One out in Sandy Springs a couple of years ago, and that is one of the realest hip hop brothers. That exists. I consider him one of my all-time favorites. So it was a pleasure to meet him. But to your point, to your question, man, hip hop has done so much for the community. I know when I was growing up, it kind of resonated with what I was going through, and we could relate to that. And it really formed us, helped us form ourselves as young men because most of the people that I grew up with didn't have fathers. So we kind of listened to hip hop and it kind of groomed us to be some of the young men that we are because it wasn't a lot of all that sex and drugs and everything related to it. It was just a positive message, still a little edgy, but it gave us a great opportunity to see that there was another existence other than the one that we were experiencing. So this is a great topic. I appreciate what you're doing. Thank you so much, and I'm sure everyone else appreciates you just as much. So,
Yeah, thank you, Jewel. I appreciate that, and I'm glad you brought up KRS-One because I am in 1000% agreement with what you're saying. KRS-One is dope. He is definitely one of the founders of hip hop and positive hip hop. So I got to make the distinction because it really is multiple genres even within hip hop. And I was saying this off the air. You have social hip hop like your Public Enemy, KRS-One. You have the sexual hip hop, all of the women, and it's all about promoting your body however you want to. You had happy hip hop, all of that. There's many different genres. So I appreciate you bringing up KRS-One, Jewel. Thank you for calling.
you're welcome. Thank you.
All right, you guys. So yeah, we gonna continue on with 50th anniversary of hip hop. Your your first memory of being exposed to hip hop. How did it make you feel? Nelson said it was edgy. Listen, 2 Live Crew. Of course, it's gonna be edgy and then a whole lot more. Okay, a whole lot more. Now, I'm pretty sure the women felt differently about it than the men, but still the same. We was up in the club, you know, pumping it, right, tearing the roof off. Y'all know the roof was on fire, right? If you have not heard that song at any age, it don't matter what age you are. I'm sure it's 5 and 6 year olds that know that song, even if they don't know the actual lyrics of it. Everybody knows the roof, the roof is on fire. And who does not turn up when they hear that now? If you of a certain age, when you hear that song, you gonna get out of your seat, even if your knees is hurting. You gonna get out of your seat, even if your back is hurting, even if your toes is hurting, even if your ankle swole up. You gonna get out of your seat and be trying to do something, even if it's just for 1 minute, because that song moves you. That song is in your soul and spirit from when you first heard hip hop. So I think I agree. I agree with what we were talking about earlier. So here's the thing. depending on what coast you were on, that's going to dictate the music that you got, the introduction to hip hop. So, of course, I'm from the West Coast. Yeah, so yeah, we had Sugar Hill Gang, we had Ice-T, and then we had Ice Cube. So, even though a lot of that hip hop was about gang banging, Ice-T was rapping about his society, his community. And you know what? He was rapping about the police killing our community. Yeah, he rapped about the police killing our community. And here we are, 50, 40 years later, the police is still killing our community. To me, that's crazy. That is crazy. The police is still Rodney King and people, Floyd Mayweather and people. No, I didn't just say Floyd Mayweather and people. Actually, I meant it as, knocking people out. But yeah, so Floyd Mayweather and people beating up people on the street. That's what I meant by that. But I want to make sure y'all understand the reference. The police is still doing the same things they were doing 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and now. And the crazy sad part about it is we have cameras and social media everywhere. And yet and still, what Ice-T rapped about way back then is still as relevant today as it was 40, 50 years ago. Right? I want y'all to think about that. The police has not changed in 50 years. And we can go back further than 50 years, but since we're talking about hip hop, I'm only talking about the generation of hip hop. The police has not changed. It's still the good old boy system. They still knocking heads, beating people up, like I said, Rodney King and people, and even getting caught on camera. But it ain't stopped them. I just watched the video today. They beat up a woman who worked at, I think, Bojangles or Popeyes or one of the places, beating her up. About 7 or 8 of them. Go ahead, Nelson.
Now, I was going to say, still on camera and still getting away with it.
And still getting away with it. That's what's crazy. Still getting away with it. This is why, okay, when I said President Barack Obama, he figured it out. He figured out how to harness the power of hip hop and the power of people's belief in hip hop and the power that hip hop has brought us all together, different communities, different diverse backgrounds, different religions, all of that. Barack Obama figured out how to harness all of that power and bring it together in a usable way. Okay, so in other words, President Barack Obama built a blueprint. He built a blueprint for unity, diversity, and inclusion under the umbrella of politics. No other politician has been able to do that before him and after. And it's my opinion, I'm just saying, it's my opinion that we need that power right now to change our political climate, to change society so that as a community, we're not feeling desperate for change. Because right now, I'm going to tell y'all, I am desperate for change. I am desperate for our community and society to be transformed. It's too much violence and it's needless violence. And I ain't just talking about people. I'm talking about the police still. Okay? They're part of the community. And they're a big part of why community is failing. I'm not saying they're the leaders of it, but they have a part in it. Listen, they on the assembly line, just like the senators. They all are on the assembly line. And you know what they doing? They waking up every morning, clocking in, doing a pee poor job. You know, I ain't gonna say the word, but a pee poor job, and then they clocking out. That's all they doing. There's no real change. It's an assembly line of the same old stuff, right? And at the time when we put President Obama in office, the reason why we did is because while the rest of the politicians was trying to breed faster horses, Barack Obama came with the car. Right? You heard that before. It is time. Listen, the horses can't get no faster. When you have got the fastest horse and the horse cannot get no faster, it is time to transform and look at something entirely different. Okay? Barack Obama rolled up. I want y'all to think about this. I just had a visual. You know the Fast and Furious franchise. So in every movie, they all get together at a party. They all talk mess to each other. And then they race. Right? So the way they film it, the excitement and the buildup. You got a beautiful girl with the flag, the high heels, the booty shorts, you know, body popping, all of that. Then you got all the boys ready to race. And then, lastly, either what's his name? Dominique. What's his name that played Dominique? The ball. Y'all know.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah, Vin Diesel. And then Vin Diesel pulls up last and slow in his old school American car, right? Imagine that while all these other races are on their horses talking mess, Barack Obama pulls up in the car. See, that's the visual. That is the change and transformation that we need. Stop trying to run the fast race with the horse. That time has passed. That time has passed. Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and all them other no-name jokers. That time is past for y'all. We need some young politicians that pulls up in their Teslas, that pulls up in their cars that we don't even know the names of, because they've been working on it without us even knowing it, listening to hip hop. So look, you guys, stay tuned. We got more after the break. You listening to Savage Talk with Keefa on 101 TKO Radio. What's up? What's up? It's your girl Keefa. You are listening to Savage Talk with Keefa, only on 101 TKO Radio. Welcome back. All right, so listen, I'm glad y'all stuck around. We've been talking about the 50th anniversary of hip hop, society, social issues, all of that. But I'm actually going to change gears for a minute because we are literally 1 week away from Thanksgiving. 1 week. And I was talking in the gym today with some folks just about what we're going to be eating, how we're going to be maintaining these bodies. Okay, what are we going to be doing? How are we going to be doing it? So one of the things I know, look, you guys know I've been in the fitness industry for quite some time, okay? And one thing I can say is anytime we get toward the end of the year, around the Thanksgiving time, things happen. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I mean. People want to keep their bodies right, but a lot of y'all out there canceling your gym memberships, trying to save money. Sometimes saving money on the front end is not saving money at all. And here's what I mean by that. If you want to maintain the results that you have already worked so hard to achieve, why would you change up your routine just because the holidays are coming up? See, that doesn't make sense. And when you want the universal abundance, and make no mistake, anytime I am talking about universal abundance, I am talking about everything you want in life, not just money. So that means the body that you want. That means the job promotion that you want. That means the relationship that you want. When I speak abundance, I am talking all of those things. So when you want abundance and you want that body, why would you change up your routine? Because you're trying to save a few dollars. Don't do it. Don't do it. The fact is this, most people need accountability. And I can tell you, probably out of, let's say I know 100 people that are personal friends. Probably at least 95% of them have some sort of gym membership. Now, why do we have gym memberships? Because we know we have things that we need to do where we need to move some weights. We need accountability. We need to be in an environment that is conducive to us reaching our body goals. Okay? And the reason why I mention that is because when you say that you want something, all of your actions should be congruent with that want. That is the only way you're going to reach that goal. But many of y'all actions are quite opposite from what you say you want your goal to be. Now, if you already have achieved the results you want and you have the body you want and you just need to maintain it through the holidays, let me tell you what you need to do. Number one, don't change up your routine. If you have a trainer, you stick with your trainer if they're doing a great job. If you're going to the gym 3 days a week, you go to the gym 3 days a week. Don't change that part up. That's the first part. Do not change or alter your routine. Stop trying to scrimp and scrape, canceling your memberships, telling your trainers you got this and that going on. Because I'm going to let y'all in on a secret. When you have a great coach / trainer, they know all them excuses you tell them is excuses. We know this. Yeah, it's possible your job hours change, but that's not enough to get you out of the gym to cancel the program. Yes, we know that your children play sports. Yes, we know that you got hired to do some other jobs and you have more money that you're going to be making. None of that stuff. Because listen, this is what I need you guys to know. If I'm your coach trainer, my sole purpose is to keep you on track to what you tell me your goals are. So I don't want to hear those excuses. Because at the beginning and the end of the day, if your health fails you, none of that other stuff matters. Do you hear what I'm saying? If your health fails you, none of that other stuff matters. So the fact that your schedule changed, the fact that, in your business you got more clients, why do y'all insist on putting your own health after everything else? Instead of putting it before everything else. Because when your health goes, all the other stuff goes anyway. So do not change up your routine. In fact, lean in harder. I always talk about building that stick to it muscle. Right now, many people, y'all's quitting muscle is too fast. It's overworked. And your stick to it muscle is underworked. And I'm going to give you an example. I want you guys to listen. Are you listening? The number one reason y'all not losing the weight that you feel like you should be losing, even when you go into the gym 3 days a week, or when you feel like you're working out hard, the number one reason your body is not changing is because you are not putting in the work to make the difference. Just because you go to a gym 3 days a week does not mean you're putting in the work to get the transformation. Most of y'all that are not getting the results is because as soon as this starts getting uncomfortable, as soon as you start breathing heavy, you slow down or you stop. Now, sometimes you have to slow down. Sometimes you have to stop. But the thing is this, you cannot stop and recover to the point that you don't get the results. And this is what's happening, y'all. You're taking breaks that are so long that you never even reach the fat burning zone to begin with because you didn't get your heart rate up high enough. And when you got it high enough, you didn't stay in that zone long enough to start burning any fat. Because as soon as it starts hurting or as soon as you start breathing heavy, you slow way down and back off. You cannot do that. Let me tell you how the body works. For good, bad, or indifferent, the body responds to good stress and bad stress. Whatever good stress or bad stress you put on your body is going to respond to it. Now, here's the good thing. When you want to transform your body, you put your body under good stress. That's what we call the working out. We getting the heart rate up, we getting the lungs working hard, we getting the heart working hard. That's good stress. When we're lifting weights, let's say you're doing curls. Yeah, that muscle, the muscles work so hard they get fatigued. Some of y'all don't work to the point that your muscles get fatigued. You just have a certain set that you're doing, and it's not enough. But this is good stress. So check this out. This is what happens. If, let's say, you're lifting weights every day, your body says, hey, wait a minute. This is what we're going to be doing? Okay, so in order for your body to perform, your body says, okay, this is stress. We lifting these weights every day. I am going to respond by getting stronger. Okay, so if you're squatting, if you squat 3 days a week, your body is going to respond by getting stronger in that squat. And other body parts too, but I'm keeping it simple so that y'all get this, because this is the number one reason your body is not transforming at the pace that you want it to. So you have to put your body under enough stress so that it recognizes that it needs to change. And once it recognizes that it needs to change and it does that, guess what you have to do next? You have to put it under more stress so you don't plateau. Because the minute your body gets to the point where it can do the job you've asked it to do, okay, and keeping with the example of squatting, let's say your goal is to squat 200 pounds. The minute you get to a point where your body can squat 200 pounds, what do you think is going to happen if you stay there, squatting 200 pounds every day? See, eventually that gets easy because your body's already responded to that stress. It's gotten stronger. So if you stay at that 200 pounds, what do you think will happen? You're going to plateau. And what does plateau mean? And the way I explain it is that the minute you get those results, when you stay there, you start losing those results. Okay, that's what a plateau is. It means that you are no longer progressing, you are regressing. That is a plateau. So you have got to put your body under the good stress so that it responds with the desired outcome. And if that is body transformation, then you've got to put your body under enough stress, meaning enough rounds, reps, enough weight. You need to stay in that time zone long enough, in the time zone that's burning fat or building muscle. You've got to stay in that zone long enough for the transformation to happen. And when I see people who've been doing something for 30 days, 2 months, 3 months, and their body looks the same, and now, of course, there's nutrition at play and all of that, but right now I'm not talking about nutrition. When I see people who've been doing stuff for a long time and their body looks exactly the same, I know exactly why. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be talking about to the end of the show. We got about 20 minutes to go. You're listening to Savage Talk with Keefa on 101 TKO Radio. I'll catch you on the other side of the break.
Okay, party people in the house.
You are listening to Savage Talk with Keefa on 101 TKO Radio, y'all. We knocking them out the box always, in all ways. So before the break, you guys, I have been talking about how to get that body right, how to get that body tight, how to keep it right and tight. And the biggest mistake you guys have been making. So I hope y'all feeling me on this because I see this day in and day out. And if you don't get one thing from this show today, tonight, right now, about how to transform your body, you must get this science. What I said is your body is going to respond to the stress that you put under it. And if your body has not changed, you have not put it under enough stress. Okay? I mean good stress. The weightlifting, the conditioning. When your body hasn't changed, just because you've been going to Planet Fitness, getting on the treadmill for an hour, then looking around to see what else you're going to do when y'all do that leg opening, closing thing, the adductors and the abductors. Okay, ladies, y'all doing that. Men, you doing curls, right? Y'all doing the curls and getting on the hack squat and doing the same stuff, but your body look exactly the same from week to week. This is why you are not putting your body under enough stress to cause it to transform and get stronger. You want to lose that belly fat? Yeah, you have got to put your body under the stress. So that means you got to get close to the red line. Now, what is the red line? I'm glad you asked. Let me explain this red line principle. When you are working out, you have a threshold that your body can tolerate at that particular time during a workout, okay? You have a threshold where that means you can go as fast as you can go, but however fast you're going to go, however heavy you're going to go with the weightlifting, your body is going to need a particular amount of time to recover. Okay? Now, in ideal situations, your body needs less time to recover. So the better shape you are in, the less time your body needs to recover. Now, the red line is the point to where your body can't recover fast enough to finish the workout, to finish the job in progress. That is crossing the red line. Okay? Sometimes what that feels like is you're going to throw up, you're nauseous, you have to stop, but not only do you have to stop, you can't get back into the workout. You just can't get back into the game because you've reached muscle fatigue, muscle failure, or your conditioning is just not at a point where you can get back into the workout. That is what's called crossing the red line. Your job is to get up to that red line, back off and recover a little. Get up to that red line, back off and recover a little. Get up to the red line, back off and recover a little. If you do not push your body close to know what that red line is, this is how I know your body is not transforming at the pace it could transform because you're not getting close enough to the red line. You have to get close enough to the red line to cause the expansion in your lungs, to cause the expansion in your muscles, AKA toning up, right? Women want to tone up. Men want to get shredded, right? Or at least most of the time. Now, there's some women who want to get shredded, and some men who want to just tone up. But it simply means they're the same thing, just different degrees of the same thing. Okay? And it simply means losing body fat and building muscle so that your physique changes. So think about this as we head into the holidays. It is going to be more important than ever to learn and understand where your red line is, because as you get in better shape, your red line capacity is going to change. That's the goal, right? The red line should be moving further and further and further away. You are always chasing it so you can stay close to it. The red line is like the person in front of you that's running, that is your pacer. Your job is to stay close to that red line without crossing it. Okay? Get to the edge of the cliff without falling off. Get to the edge of the cliff without it collapsing on you. That, listen, you guys, I'm leaning in because I really need you to hear this. That is the secret to massive, massive body transformation. That is the secret to getting the results and keeping the results. Pretending like you're working hard. If you have a good coach or a trainer, they know you faking. Just because you breathing heavy, just because you sweating, that doesn't mean you working to your red line. See, we know what it looks like to be at the red line. We know what it looks like. And when I say we, I mean a good, great coach trainer knows your capacity better than you know your own capacity. You know why? Because we know what it looks like. We know what it feels like. And if you have the ability to tell me, coach, I need a break. No, you don't. See, but the thing is, a good coach trainer, we understand that you don't know this about yourself yet. It's a learning process. And if you're not used to training in that domain, you're not going to know what it feels like. And it is highly likely you really believe you're getting close to your red line because you're sweating, or because it hurts, or because you feel like you can't breathe. Just because it's uncomfortable, just because it's hard to breathe, does not mean you're at your red line. Now, let me say this. It doesn't mean you're not getting any results. But who wants to be in the middle? I want to be at the top of my game with my body. Okay? Who says I want to have an average body? Listen, if that's you, okay, cool. I can help you. But if you are creating your life and you are creating what? Abundance. If you are creating your life and you have a desire to have abundance and freedom, why would you be looking for mediocrity? Even with your body and your health. So you have got to position yourself to be your best self, which means you should want to have your best body. You should want to have your best body. And don't be telling yourself, well, I'm just cool with whatever. No, you're not cool with whatever, because that's not abundance. That's still in struggle. That's still in limited mindset. That's still in, I'm not creating my ceiling. The ceiling is already created for me. No, when you are calling your own shots, like I want to say 8-ball corner pocket. How many of y'all play pool? I got a client who plays pool, and she's a bad sister. I tell her all the time, you need to be teaching this to women, because It is the coolest thing to see a woman playing pool and shooting some shots that make you say, damn, you see that? How many of y'all women out there would love to show up in your best body, feeling your best, into a pool hall full of dudes? They looking at you when you walk in with your bag that's got your pool sticks and your blue chalk and all that other stuff y'all use. Like, I don't know what it is, but I've seen it. How cool would that be? Right? You unzip your bag, you take your pool things out and you start screwing them together. Then you grab that blue chalk and you start putting the chalk on it. And then you lean over the pool table and you say, 8-ball, quarter pocket. And that ball is going to ricochet from the left to the middle to the right into the corner pocket that you call. Now, how dope would that be? And imagine how you feel when you make that shot. And I always keep it real, you guys. See, a lot of the stuff we do is for ourselves, but we appreciate when other people notice. That's the reality. We're human beings. We love when people appreciate what we do. This, y'all, this is why I love fitness and body transformation. Because you can look at somebody and know the work that they put in. It ain't no keyboard fronting, right? Eventually, when you come out from behind the keyboard, people gonna see what you look like. When you look at someone, their body is a reflection of work that they're putting in or not putting in. Okay? That's what it is. And if you like mediocrity, then you okay with it. You okay with somebody seeing you and knowing, well, this joker haven't put in that much work. But see, that's not me. And it shouldn't be you. You know why? Because God ordained you to have abundance in your life. God ordained you to not have to struggle for your abundance. And having that body you want is under that abundance umbrella. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Because, let me repeat it, next Thursday, it's Turkey Day. Yeah, we call it Turkey Day, but it's going to be Brisket Day. It's going to be Macaroni and Cheese Day. It's going to be Popeye's Fried Turkey Day, Smoked Turkey Day, all those side dishes. Y'all know y'all make them yams and the sweet potatoes be having so much butter and brown sugar in them. And then the folks who like eggnog with the brandy, we're going to have to get into the gym. That's a given. I always program a post-Turkey Day burn. You know why? Because I know y'all need to burn them calories y'all been drinking and eating and all the libations and celebrations. And you know how it go. Because I know how it go. I like to enjoy myself on Turkey Day because sometimes that's one of the only days we see family we don't see often. And we like to engage and build relationships. Okay, I'm going back to abundance, y'all. You want the relationships in your life that are valuable, that are meaningful, that are impactful to you? We build this over eating. It's like that in most cultures. Most cultures commune over food. So it is important. Do not neglect the importance of breaking bread with the people you love, the people you are in relation with. Okay? And I say it like that because I always want y'all to understand when I say relationship, I do not only mean couples. I mean every relationship in your life. Every relationship. How you do things. How you are building things in your life. Make an impact to the world. And at the same time, keep your body and your results that you've been working hard to already build. You don't have to start over with a New Year's resolution, which people do, right? New Year's resolutions are huge. Why? Because people let it all go during the holidays. But you don't have to do that. And you can still indulge and enjoy. You don't have to starve yourself. Just remember what I said. Know your red line. When you work out, get to that red line, but don't cross it. It's like a dance with a partner. Don't step on your partner's toes, right? Be light on your feet. Be aware of what's going on. So these are things you have to know about your own body. And once you do, now you can go into Thanksgiving. Now you can go into Christmas, all of those parties at your job, all of those parties at the club, all of those, everything else that you're doing. You can go into them with your eyes open and a plan so that you don't gain 20 pounds before the beginning of the year. Like, I hope you guys are getting something from this, because you know what? This is gold right here. This is the secret that's not a secret, but it's hidden. It's out of people's sight. That means it's in their blind spot. They go to the gym day in, day out and don't get any results. It's in their blind spot that they're not reaching the red line target. So I want you guys to practice that. Okay, start tomorrow. Whatever your next workout is, pay attention to if you are getting to your red line. Okay? I'm Keefa. You've been listening to Savage Talk with Keefa on 101 TKO Radio. Make sure you guys download that app so that you can listen to all of us dope radio hosts. 101 TKO Radio, y'all, knocking it out the box always and always. I am out.